So here's where we're going to go over optimizing the GMB. I'm going to use an example of a profile I set up for a client a few weeks ago and kind of show you each of the components to be able to optimize it. So if you remember from the last video, this is what it will look like when you're verified. You won't have the box down here that says, enter code to verify, etc. So it'll show your business on Google and it'll show all of these things. So some of this we'll get into the next video, but for now we're going to go on the optimizing the GMB. And so we're going to go through each of these here. So we're going to first go to the edit profile button. And so this has all that information that you listed, but this is where you can go back in and really tailor kind of the content in there. And just so you know, when you change certain things in here, it's going to re-verify. Don't worry, unless you're changing things like the business address or the business name or the service of the business itself, it's not going to put a wrinkle in things. It'll have to kick back and make sure that what you put in is concordant with that business. But I'm assuming everyone here is a legitimate business owner and is doing this to better their business, not to, again, this is to protect Google businesses and customers from spamming categories. And so we'll go through here, like we mentioned, the business name. This can be changed, but just know it might take a while to re-verify if you have a change in ownership or you change your business name. Business category, again, this shouldn't change. Again, one that will trigger re-verification. So this is the description. You can always go back in here and change this. You can fine tune this, get friends, colleagues to review it and see if there's anything that can be added or changed. Again, this is something we talk about in the call of how to optimize this a little bit better. The more detail in here, the better. So again, I've set this up a couple weeks ago. We haven't finished going through all the optimizing portions, but I don't have some of this information from him, but you should know this. So opening date, when did the business open? Put that in there. Contact info we have, website we have. So this one does not have a physical location. If you have a physical location, you can add your address, right? If you are going to have customers to that location, put this in here. If you never have customers to your business, don't put a location in. So this is going to depend on what kind of business operation that you personally have. And here's those service areas. So this customer, his business is based out of this Wisconsin Rapids area here, but they service all of these smaller surrounding cities. And so this has really gained them a lot more exposure to those surrounding areas that they had previously because of adding these other cities and service areas. So really focus on that. Look around if you're a service area type business. Literally pull up a map and find out what other cities you're by. Just because, again, going back to the Dallas example, a lot of people think Fort Worth, Plano, Frisco, or, within the Metroplex. When someone's searching from their website and they're in Frisco and they type in tree service, Google sees that they're in Frisco. They don't put them in Dallas. And so if you don't have that in your service area, you might be missing out on a customer. Continuing down, here is where you can modify business hours if needed. Special hours here. So Google will email you also when there's a holiday coming up, so you can say if you're closed or open on certain holidays, things like that. So you can add special hours if there's a certain day, certain hours on that day, you're able to modify those. You can add a date if you are having a company retreat on, let's say, January 5th. You can add that and say that for January 5th, you're going to be closed. And so your customers know they're not showing up, they're not calling, they know you're closed. So you can save that when you're done. So here's where you can add some other things. It depends on, again, what kind of business, what kind of access do you have? Are you closed for a typical week? Are you open for breakfast on certain weeks? So these kind of all depend on your business for these hours of operation for certain portions of your business. You can see this is really tied to food, right? So a lot of restaurants will, have breakfast hours, brunch hours for certain times, things like that. So again, it's going to depend on your business. So more from the business. So you can identify as, certain attributes. They may appear publicly. So you can click through some of these to see if this is something that you would want to add to your business. What kind of crowd, your business has, certain highlights, planning. Do you need a referral, et cetera, et cetera. Service options. So do you have, certain languages that are spoken? So all of these really just help add value to your profile, both for customers and for Google. So we're going to skip around a little bit here. We're going to go to the photos portion. And so this is where you can add in photos, logos, or cover photos. And so this is where you would go to select a photo for the cover photo for your business. You have a logo. So does your business have a logo that you want to put in there? And this is where you just put general photos of your business or your business work. So this is kind of where you would be able to put all of those photos there. And so every time you put a photo, there's going to be a re-verification while they make sure that it's a legitimate photo and not one that's, was gotten off the internet or that doesn't have anything to do with your business. So photos are good. It showcases your business. It catches the eyes of customers quicker than a business a business listing without any photographs of their business or what they offer. So next we're going to go to edit services. This is an interesting one that Google actually helps you with and customers help you with too. So if you click edit services, take a look here and see our primary business, for this business, the primary category for this business owner was tree service. And as you can see, what we initially put in there, tree stump removal, tree trimming, etc. So Google and customers that have called and utilized this business have suggested other categories be added. And so you can see here, services are changed based on feedback by other users. This is what we had listed here. They're still listed, but Google and those customers are suggesting that we add some other categories here. So they're suggesting we add all these. So just take a peek, make sure these look good. And if you're okay with that, hit okay, add them. We want to make this as optimized as possible. It'll take a little while to get published, but this is where you add different areas of categories and different areas of service, and you can go through here and add different descriptions if you want to get specific on tree removal, if you want to put prices, things like that. Many businesses don't put prices for certain things like this. As you can imagine, a service business tends to deal with quotes, right? A tree, all tree removals aren't created equal in this setting, so you don't want to necessarily limit yourself. But sometimes if you have a fixed product, you might want to put a price so customers know exactly what they're doing. Again, anything that can get the customer to stick to you and can convert them from a potential customer to a real customer is going to help you out.